Hi there, it's John from Commercial Real Estate Online. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the video show. That's where I like to share plenty of tips, tools and ideas in commercial real estate for all of my friends around the world. Now, the website to contact us is commercial-realestate-training.com. And there we cover off on sales, leasing and property management, office, industrial and retail property. Plenty of tips there for you to work with in your real estate market. So in these videos, I like to cover off on specific things. And today's video is part 2, dealing with sales efficiency, particularly a topic of sales that you can bring into your activity as an individual agent. So I'm going to go further now. I'm going to start to share my screen with you. And of course, you can pick up on the issues in part 2 of the video show. So let's get on with the program and I'll catch you at the other end. So as I said to you, this is a mind map, which I have gone through before, part 1. These 4 parts over here were in the previous session. Time in commercial real estate sales and goals, also time allocation and how you can do that with different listings, and then some daily routines. For example, if you open all of these up, there are certain routines that are really important if you're in sales. For example, reviewing hot listings, buyer follow-up, schedule vendor updates, and they all go out into special strategies here. So check out the previous video if you need that information. Today, I'm going to go through these 4 things. Sales efficiency, that's the message. Now, there is a particular article at the website that I want you to check out and print. Here it is here. On the market, on the minute. Prioritizing time to make more commercial real estate sales. That's the one I want you to print off and go through. Plenty of ideas there to help you with your focus as an agent in your location. So now let's go back to the program and develop the strategies for you. So when you look at your sales efficiency, I've got number 5 is leveraging technology. Now today we are very fortunate. We have plenty of technology around us, everywhere. It's a matter of how you use it. It's on your phone, on your computer, on your laptop, on your tablet. So let's open this up. So what I want you to do is use CRM programs for time tracking. Also for tracking your systems, your conversations with people. Because your CRM system is actually the foundation of where you can go as an agent over time. If you're not using a CRM system very well, you're wasting your time. And in this market, people are at the center of everything that you do. So you have to engage with plenty of people. I'm talking about hundreds. And the only way you can do that is to use a CRM system. So from that, using the system for time tracking, automate your follow-up sequences and appointment reminders. Log time spent per listing, analyze which campaigns yield the best results. Now, in my database system, I have the ability to take my entire list of people and select particular people to then converse to about specific listings. And then I can track those conversations for that particular listing in my CRM. Very easy. It's a very powerful way to show the client that I'm doing the best I can for their listing. So that's item number 1. Item number 2, virtual tours and digital campaigns. That's technology. Save hours by using a 360-degree video or virtual tours to qualify buyer interest today. Videos are really useful to send out to people who are calling you to talk about a property. And also professional photographs as well. Going further, broaden your reach by setting campaigns on multiple platforms. That would be LinkedIn, email, websites, property portals. They all go together. So think about what you're doing there. When you release a listing, exclusive listing, of course, not open listings. Don't spend too much time on open listings. They're a waste of your time. So when you release an exclusive listing, think about what you're doing there and how you're going to release it. So that's that part of the session. Let's go to the next one. Making the most of every inspection. The strategies are these. Plan inspections for influence and urgency. Two very good words. So when you get your inspections underway, think about how you can influence people and show them urgency in the deal. So don't just open the doors and have a narrative ready that matches the buyer's priorities. No way. Focus on how you will do it for your client, the seller. How you will get a narrative that features the property deeply, directly, specifically. Use your inspection time to gather feedback, uncover objections, and ask discovery questions. It's very powerful. So that is planning the inspections for influence and urgency. Now, in that comment there, I would say that if you have a listing, you're taking people through the listing, I would normally, prior to taking anybody to the property, I would figure out the best way to take people through the door, which door, what time of day, where I would go to when I get inside the property, how I would move around, what I would talk about. That's called inspection planning. It's very effective with your property listings. It helps you consider the featuring of the property to make sure that the buyer gets the right message. It's actually a very good listing tool as well, because when I'm listing something, I show the seller that I've already considered the inspection strategy, how I'm going to move through, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to, let's say, enhance as far as talking about the property as features of the property. I'll have 4 or 5 features which are very deep and real. I'll get those signed off by the seller before I even start marketing the property, so that when I have an inquiry coming up, an inspection underway, I'm going to do exactly what my inspection strategy says. Okay. So use your inspection time to gather feedback, uncover objections, and ask discovery questions. Feedback, third-party feedback is really, really good in commercial real estate. You can feed it back to the seller in case they need a bit more conditioning, and that happens a lot. Going further. A post-inspection protocol. So, call within 2 hours post-inspection. That means after the inspection. Confirm interest, ask questions, talk about the next steps, and offer encouragement. So that's following up on the buyer who's just had a look through the property with you. So that's within 2 hours. Now, record buyer impressions and use them in your vendor updated meetings to shape the next moves. Again, that's where the conditioning comes in. Post-inspection protocol. Do something with that. Go further. Identifying and acting on market signals. So what are market signals? They are these things. Monitoring the pulse of inquiry trends and knowing when to reposition a listing when you have to. So let's take that into pieces and explain it. So monitoring the pulse of the inquiry trends. Is the inquiry coming in from tenants, investors, developers? Adjust your positioning. Now, I'm very big on target marketing. If I have a listing to go to the market, exclusively so, of course, then I'm going to make sure that the message is targeted to the buyer audience. The message of the advertisement, the feature points, the dot points, the photographs are targeting in on the tenants, if it's a lease, investors, developers, perhaps business owners if it's an owner-occupying situation, and I adjust my positioning. That's all done in the advertising phase before I release the property to the market. Now, another thing to think about there is tracking the time of day inquiry and repeat viewers. So these are the signals for negotiation. Repeat viewers will always be there. Offer the repeat viewing scenario to some people. Just say to them, look, Mr. Brown, you've been through the property. I've shown you a few things. How about we meet at the property tomorrow morning and go through one more time, and you can take some photographs and look at things a bit more deeply now that you've got a very good idea of what you've seen and how you can use the property or invest in it. It's good dialogue to offer. The next day really works. Okay, knowing when to reposition a listing. Now that happens when nothing's going on. It could be, of course, when there are absolutely no inquiries because the property is overpriced. That happens. Or the property is quite poor, or the marketing message is low or not appropriate. So when you take this, do that. If no offers or low inspection numbers are there after 3 weeks, even 2 weeks to a great degree, reassess price or campaign strategy. Do something with it. Don't just sit on your hands and wait for something to happen. If it's not generating the things that you want and need by way of inquiry and inspections, you've got to fix it. That's reshaping the target marketing. So don't wait for the vendor to ask about what's happening, why it's not happening, what can they do about it, what can you do about it. Don't wait for them to ask. Go to them with options and evidence-based recommendations. Go to them, give them a call. It'll be something like this. Mr. Brown, understanding we released this property on the market 2 weeks ago. We've been talking about this with you on the phone and we've had a couple of meetings. Right now, I'd like another meeting with you because I need to do some repositioning. I believe we need to adjust slightly so the target audience is tuned more to this advertisement. The feedback I'm getting from inquiring parties on the telephone and some of the inspections are such that I want to adjust things. I'd like to go through that with you so you know where I am, what I'm doing and why we should do this. I also have a timeline to the process which I will take you through. Now that sounds good, doesn't it? Use it. Okay, I've gone through these things for you. Let's go here. Maximizing the value of your time. The agent's role in the campaign. Now before I open this up, the campaign is for a period of time. It is particularly for your exclusive listings. The campaign is a focused thing. Weeks 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. A target market sits in the campaign. The advertising has been especially designed to make sure that the property is generating the inquiry. Let's look at that and see what you can do with that. Be the driver and not the passenger. That's important. The agent sets the pace. Vendor confidence comes with visible action and updates. Vendor confidence, that's your client. It comes from visible action and updates. That's you talking to them frequently, maybe every day if you need to, but visible action, that's important. Be the driver, not the passenger. Active agent energy reflects in buyer conversations. So when a buyer talks to you or you get an inquiry, your energy is there, your information is there, you've got the features to talk about. You're across the telephone, but you are engaging specifically, directly, professionally, and the message is clear. Buyers act when they feel there's competition. That's important. Let's go further. Your personal listing standards. Now set your own benchmarks here. For an exclusive listing, there I've said it again, sorry. How many inspections per week do you want with this property? Maybe 3 or 4? How much buyer feedback do you want? Certainly after every inspection, maybe even after every telephone call, the inbound call. Treat every listing as a case study for efficiency and improvement. So your personal listing standards, I could add there, for example, that when you have a listing, your standards are to call all of the relevant people in your database even before the property hits the market. That's important. That's useful. Imagine the conversations you can create from every listing before it hits the paper, hits the internet, hits the portals. Let's go further to number 9, because I have said a lot of things here for you. Number 9, a conclusion. Agents should adopt a 60-minute rule each day where they focus solely on moving their listings forward. Every day, 60 minutes, you're thinking about your listings, how you can move them forward. In that time, no distractions, just productive listing work. So you think about this question. What can I do in the next 60 minutes to bring one of my listings closer to a deal, an inspection, an inquiry, a transaction, a conversation? A simple daily mindset like this shifts you along to make sure you're getting results with your listings. The mindset shift that adds up across the month to getting better results with all of your listings. So, the conclusion is important. What it's saying there is that you can do more with your listings if you think about it, if you do things. I've got a checklist here which I'm going to send out to my friends online probably in the next day or so. And it's all about on the market, a listing checklist for agents. So this says there are things you can do to maximize your sales listings. Now this checklist, of course, is quite long. There are things here that you can do with every listing. And I would encourage you to take this list, even put the property name up the top here, and then go through this and make sure you're covering off on these issues regards your exclusive listings. So there's a timeline there for you to work with. When you think about it, and by the way, here's an article for you to, or here's a mind map. This mind map, by the way, is this one. And it's quite detailed. There's so many things in this mind map, which I've already gone through now. You've got the whole lot. So chase down the mind map for the right-hand side. Today I did the left-hand side. So you've got plenty of tools there to go through and use in your sales listing efficiency. The other thing I remind you about is this particular article. Cover off on this, get it, print it, use it. Because this article will help you focus into your particular listings. So the website for us is commercial-realestate-training.com. So let's go back to a summary for you. I've said a lot of things here. I want you to understand one thing. I've been an agent for a very long time. Perhaps you haven't been in the industry as long as I have. But I'd like you to think about what you can do and how you can improve. Because every agent, no matter how long you've been in the game, for example, myself, I can always learn, even though I've been in the game 30 plus years. I'm still active. I still enjoy it. There's so many things to do every day in the property market. To engage with people, create conversations. In fact, my property market is driven from conversations more than anything else. Making the calls, creating the meetings, creating the conversations, that sort of thing. I'd encourage you to think about it. So thanks for listening to this. As I said, the website, commercial-realestate-training.com. I'll see you there. Thanks for listening today, and I'll catch you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe so they get you the next mind map that I share and give you plenty of ideas to grow and thrive as an agent in your market anywhere around the world. Thanks. Catch you soon.